in 1930s Nuremberg. What took place here were purely big propaganda events, big show events designed to acclaim the Führer, the leader, Adolf Hitler, and to get the ideas and ideals of the Nazi party across to the people of Germany and the people of the world at large. Here then, on the right, in red brick with white limestone framed windows, is this first former Nazi building. It's a former SS barracks, the SS, Adolf Hitler's most cruel private police force. The building was erected between 1937 and 1939. I'm just coming up to the main portal. It's just in a white limestone, we're just almost there now. And above the arched entranceway were, in the late 30s and the first half of the 1940s, an imperial eagle and a swastika. These were the first things which the American forces removed when they marched on this section of the city in 1945 and took this building. They renamed it the Private Joseph F. Merrill Barracks after a young hero in the battles around Nuremberg. And the American authorities continued to use the building for their own purposes right up until the end of the Cold War. This southern section of Germany was the American zone of occupation after the end of the Second World War. At the end of the Cold War, 1990, the troops beginning to withdraw, the building was handed over to the city of Nuremberg, and it now houses the Federal Bureau of Immigration. Well, that means that the papers of anyone from abroad seeking political asylum in southern Germany, their papers cross the desks of that former SS barracks. Wouldn't Adolf Hitler be turning in his grave if he had one at the thought of those foreigners' papers crossing the desks of his SS barracks? Designed to be 1.5 times larger than the Colosseum, and not oval like the Colosseum, but horseshoe-shaped. This Congress Hall, as the Nazis called it, was designed for speeches to be made by Adolf Hitler on one day of the year at these Nazi party rallies. The rest of the year the building would have been closed. Adolf Hitler came to power legally on the 30th of January 1933, and he planned to have a 1,000-year Reich, a 1,000-year realm or empire. He lost the war in 1945, and so his 1,000-year Reich or realm lasted only 12 years. Now, if this building had been completed, we would not have seen these red bricks. The building reaches a height of 120 feet, as I mentioned, and just about now, where we are now, is where Adolf Hitler would have stood in his pulpit. I use the term advisedly to make his speeches. There should have been another floor on top of this building, and atop that a flat glass cantilever roof, so there would be no pillars holding that roof up. Architects today still argue about whether the roof would have held up. Perhaps with the first flurry of snow the roof would just have fallen in. We'll never know though, because it was never completed. So that would have taken the building up to a height of 215 feet, 68.5 meters. If you look just above halfway up the building, you'll see sticking out at very regular intervals, there are pylons, kind of noses sticking out there. From these noses would have come down marble stands to seat up to 50,000 invited guests of Adolf Hitler's on that one day of the year. Our plan here, ladies and gentlemen, would be to get off the bus just for a few minutes. I'd like to show some photographs of these Nazi party rallies, of this building as well.